Rebekah finished kindergarten in 3 months. We almost were going to skip kindergarten, but we decided to go ahead and, put her through it and just let her go at her own pace, but just wait until she was 6. And she turned 6 in February. We started in March, and it's June, and she's done. So I figured since we didn't do an unboxing due to circumstances, we're just going to show you what she will be studying for 1st grade, because we do use Abeka, but we do not use the academy, and we also do not buy the full student packets. Number one, because I already have all of these from the first time I had a 1st grader, and this is my last time having a 1st grader because she's getting so big. But I don't buy the packets because we already have some of the books, and then some of the books were usable. So I will point out what I did buy and what we already had. So since we already had older kids, we already had all the readers. This year is Fun with Pets, which she actually started in kindergarten because she'd already read through the readers for kindergarten and wanted to move on. So she's actually halfway through that one already. And then there's Tiptoes, Stepping Stones, Secrets and Surprises, Animals in the Great Outdoors, The Bridge Book, Kind and Brave, Aesop's Fables, Strong and True, which we got that one used, and Down by the Sea we also bought used. So that would be her time with reading with mommy books until she completes these. And then we also use some library books as fillers whenever she just needs something new, or whenever she completes these, because she's quite a really good reader for her age. So that's all of these books. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 readers for 1st grade. And we have all of them. And like I said, she's already began Fun with Pets. And I know it's June, but she wanted to go ahead and get started so she could just take her pace and do it. And maybe get done early so she can have a little more time off at Christmas. This is not Abeka. This is something additional, which is in the wrong section, that we somebody gave to us for just extra help for math. So I threw that in there because it's it's right at her level, but it's too young for the others. And then I did buy brand new Letters and Sounds 1st grade workbook and test book. So she had Letters and Sounds K last year, K5 last year, so she knows the concept of how these work. This is a new book from what Sarah had 2 years ago as 1st grade. She said she remembers a different cover on it. Rebekah really likes this one and the way it looks. This is my first time flipping through it. It still looks like the same basic work with maybe some new graphics in it. The special sounds boxes look different, which I kind of like how it emphasizes a different color for the special sounds. But it still has the 3 lines all the way through. But she's really excited about starting the new book, and we're just going to take our time and pace it out. And if she needs a break, we have time to let her have breaks. But that's that one. And then the new for us this year is the test books being in black and white. Now I know a little bit of the color right here, and I knew that with your 4th grade.
Yep.
The girls are doing school in the dining room, which is why we're doing the reveal in my room. Madeline's 4th grade was the first time we noticed black and white test books, but apparently all of the test books are going black and white mostly on the covers. Although I am noticing flipping through here that there are colors in here on the pages. And I could be wrong, but the test layout looks a little bit different than it did last time. I could be wrong. It's been 2 years since we went through 1st grade. But it looks a little bit different. Like I said, I could be wrong. It could just be me. But there's that. So she's doing the phonics books, Letters and Sounds 1, Language 1. This one is a new cover as well from when we did it 2 years ago. That is so cute. It's flying a leaf. Aww. And it's got the little prizes in the back for when she completes it. I think Sarah's language one, there was tear out pages of stories towards the back that she could do. I wonder if this one still has that. I think I'm too far. I want to look, because that was one of Sarah's and Madeline's favorite thing, was the tear out stories. I am actually not seeing that this time. You did?
Pages, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not seeing the tear out stories, and that was one of their favorite things about Letters and Sounds 1.
It sounds really fun.
But yeah, the graphics are, to me, the graphics look a little different than from what I remember 2 years ago. Coloring pages still. So far, we really love the way that looks though. I like the crisp new look. I know the spelling of poetry is different on the cover. I absolutely know this one's different. This is the 5th edition. This is the 4th. And that is the 5th. I know this one's different. My favorite thing about these is the tear out spelling pages in the back. Because this is easier for when they just want to write their words and not have to have the whole book open. I absolutely love having the tear out pages in the back. And then we can also like cut them out and paste them on the bulletin board or the fridge for her to just be able to look at and go back to and say, hey, I need to work on that. The poems in the back. And then the actual spelling page. Yeah, these are different graphics too for these. For the spelling words at the top. The 5th edition is different.
It looks so fun.
So I love that so far too. I love the different graphics to more emphasize the different special sounds. And this I have never cracked open. I don't buy the full student kit, but if you buy the math kit, which is just the math book and the test book, you save 5%. So I have actually never opened this. I did have to open this to get to, we actually ended up buying 2 years at one time because we had an incident occur. So we just went ahead and bought these to go with them. So this was actually packed in these shrink wraps with some of the books that we needed for the year that we're finishing up right now.
Looks so cute and so fun. I can't wait to start math class.
All right, Rebekah, pull. Pull the books. The books. The books. Not the cardboard, just the books. All right. This is 2nd edition. These are also different from when Sarah was in it 2 years ago. It seems to be that our current pattern is that everybody gets something different than what the old edition was every year. So this year it seems to be the 1st grade, Rebekah's getting new books versus Sarah for kindergarten had the newer edition, Letters and Sounds and Language, or Letters and Sounds K5 and the Arithmetic K5, or no, Number Skills K5. So this year, Rebekah gets the newer cover. I'm not saying they don't, I'm saying the newer covers, like the newer edition. I like the vines over the clock. But this is the 1st grade with the growth chart in the back still. The, are these, oh, I did not notice this in Sarah's 1st grade. There is extra speed drill practice in the back. I knew it had extra supplementary exercises, but this time they seem to be speed drill practices in the back.
That looks so yummy.
Clocks, Roman numerals, times, more addition and subtraction, carrying, number orders, more coloring pages, which of course is her favorite. Definitely new graphics in here, which graphics isn't a huge thing to me. But I do love whenever they go to the extra effort of putting in new graphics in some of these books to kind of liven it up a little bit. But like the top one up here, that is really nice looking. The clocks, she's actually doing really well with clocks. That's not been a problem with her. Which I've yet to find anything that's really been a problem with her. Because, I mean, after, you know, having 2 big sisters who were homeschooled as well, she just kind of picks things up as they're learning. Which the other 2 are really good at school too. It's just she kind of picks up on, you know, what they're learning as well. Yeah, definitely new graphics. Love the animals. It's all clean and crisp and no problems. We did have a problem with the science book a couple years ago that was shrink wrapped, but these all look really nice and smooth and pretty. Alright, the test book. Okay, I'm definitely sure that there's some new graphics on the speed drills and the tests and different coloring pages for the tests this time. Or the front of the speed drill pages. Those are definitely different. That was one thing Madeline actually missed about the 4th grade speed drill book, was that they don't have coloring pages. But in another way, she kind of liked it because then she could just kind of free draw.
Is that one actually the teacher key?
No, this is the student book.
Oh, yay!
And I've had no problem keeping the teacher keys from each year and just reusing them because the pages still more or less line up. So, and then this was a reader that we used with the other girls, the Health, Safety, and Manners 1. This is the 2nd edition. We did not buy a new one because we had this one and the other girls did not write in it, so we've been using it as just a reader. They didn't do any of the writing in it because we had other coloring pages and things that we usually use to go along with our health curriculum. So this one is not new. Basically, I have one more that I actually bought this year. There's Health, Safety, Manners 1. You excited so far?
I want to do my math.
She wants to do her math. Discovering God's World 1 was another reader that I already had, so I did not buy one brand new. So you can see some of the older graphics. This is a 3rd edition. This is the 3rd edition. You can see some of the older graphics, and you can see there's a huge difference in graphics in some of these. But this one they also didn't mark in. This was just a reader for them. Nope, there's a little bit of marking in here. So this is the reader that the other girls used as well. Which again, we do a lot of additional work with sciences and social studies. This is one that I did buy brand new for this year, Community Helpers. I forgot to buy it with Sarah, and Madeline worked through hers. So I wanted to have this for Rebekah, even though she just went through the Social Studies K-5, which also goes through Community Helpers, a little bit touching up on it. But I really, really wanted her to have it because Madeline loved it. And I didn't realize until we got almost all the way through we got all the way through 1st grade, and I was looking at buying kindergarten and 1st grade at the same time. And I was like, oh no, I never bought that for her. So, but I mean, she had fun going through it when Madeline went through it. When Sarah was pre-K, Madeline was 1st grade, so. But that one was one that I did buy brand new because I had forgotten to get it for Sarah. And that's one that they actually work through. They will color through those. Just for some reason they didn't on the science and social studies. This is one that I bought used. It's the My America and My World, the 1st grade. And it has the different countries in it. And then it has about certain cities and cultures in the United States. And a little bit of history, but mostly just like an overall. And then it has more history in the front of the United States. This is like a lot of stuff that Sarah just covered in 2nd grade too. So those kind of overlap quite a bit. And then we have, other than that, that's pretty basically it for the Abeka books. Was the readers, letters and sounds, language, spelling, arithmetic, community helpers, My America, My World, Discovering God's World, Health, Safety, and Manners, loose sheet paper I keep in like a file folder in here for her. Then I have one folder just for tests, one folder for unit studies, projects that we're working on. This is her states notebook that we're still trying to finish up because just life happens. And then I also put a file folder in here for her coloring pictures, just random coloring pictures that she does, that she either sets aside for people or people do for her that she wants to keep in here. These are some Usborne flashcards that I was given for some of the parties that I've done. And these are super fun to do with dry erase markers. Somebody accidentally used crayons, but that's okay because it didn't mess it up too much, right?
Yeah.
Say it was an accident.
It's an accident.
And then this is a fun book that she won last year for summer reading that has stories and activities in it. So even when they're done with the activities, they can keep it because they can read through the Disney stories in it. And then that's just a fun coloring book. And this one is more of a coloring book, activity book, but it's got some, it's fun, but it's also educational. Really love this. This was another prize one that they received last year for summer reading awards. Then we have fire safety and recycling. These are those awesome whiteboards. I've done a video on these Crayola whiteboards before. They have these crayons right here that go with them. I keep 2 clocks in here because one has the counting by 5 minutes on it, but then I also use this one when I'm doing tests, and she has to tell me the time without, you know, it having the 5s on it. It does still say hour and minute, but it's what I have and it's what I use. And she has a pencil box. She has a little more than 3, but normally I try to keep at least 3 in here with a large, a large eraser.
And
she has the really large counting coins. These are from Dollar Tree. Sarah's has the dollar bills because Sarah's working on dollar bills right now. And that is it.
That's all I have.
So this is her first grade crate. I will have to change up the schedule a little bit because I had her doing some phonics videos more for reading time while I was reading one-on-one with Sarah. And Sarah will be transitioning to 3rd grade here in a few weeks. She will be leaving having a letters and sounds book, whereas Rebekah will be gaining, letters and sounds book going just to language, whereas Rebekah is gaining a language book. So it's going to be a checks and balance of rescheduling to find out the best way to work with both of them and their individual reading needs right now. Whereas Madeline's a very independent reader and does all of that on her own and only really needs me for math on occasion. But she's pretty independent on her own and I love it, but I also still want to do some one-on-one time with her because I love having the one-on-one time with each child during the day. So I'm going to stick these all back in here. And then I always arrange them in order of classes. Alright, hand me just this one. Alright, so when I'm arranging them for a year, and sorry about the sniffling, seasonal allergies, I only put what book she is on right now. Really? Will you stop bouncing? You made your crate go wonky. So I only do the book. I only put the reader that she is working on right now in her crate. There should be a bookmark in here. Yeah, with the bookmark in it. So that's the one that she keeps in here right now. Then we usually go on to letters and sounds. And I guess now she'll be going on the language as well. Then spelling. Then math. Then health and PE. Then we go on to lunch. And then we have science, history, social studies, and foreign studies if we're working on them. Sometimes we won't do foreign studies when we're trying to get, if we get like behind or anything and we need some extra practice time, or if we just need additional time working on one of our unit studies. So are you excited?
Yes.
She is super excited. She's always loved doing school. She used to whine when she turned 3 or 4 because she didn't have schoolwork to do. So she's been doing schoolwork on a schedule for a while just because she loves school. And she's super excited about doing school this year.
Including starting 1st grade and fun math. I love math more than any subject.
Aww. I think Sarah does too. Madeline doesn't like math as much, but she loves history. So we try to do a lot of one-on-one history. You don't do school, go on out. So that's it for today. And
Yay, I get to do every grade until I'm at least how old?
12th grade.
Okay, 12th grade.
Yay! Say bye.
Bye.
Can you wave? Say bye.